My name is Wang Sheng.
Yeah, my name is Hami. I'm really happy to be here.
My name is Wen Ying.
Seattle-based artist. I do most of the figurative painting.
I'm a digital painter.
It's really beautiful.
My artwork is also is always like talking about like self-identities and also some kind of like culture balances or conflicts, whatever you name.
I think in the community of artists, oftentimes you hear different viewpoints. When you share idea with other artists, you hear different viewpoints, and you are able to leverage on. You're able to see from other people's perspective, and that's kind of help you in your art, in how you think and how you create your own art.
I paint all my work through Photoshop. And maybe it's different from others. And my theme of my work is about painting and traveling.
It's quite a year for everybody. So internet or everything. As a photographer, it's really hard and go outside, carry your camera, shooting around.
Pretty happy and amazed that we're here for a second time. And that I know the first time I was completely blown away by a lot of the artwork. I think I'd like to thank Luna and Sophie again for getting together this sort of international effort of artists exploring everything about the human experience, right? The beauty, the pain, the joy, the whole thing. And I'm just astounded to be part of this and seeing so many different viewpoints from everyone.
Yeah, my name is Hami. I'm really happy to be here. It's really fantastic to see everybody's faces. Yeah, I was born and raised in Iran until I was 17 years old, and then me and my family immigrated to the US. So I kind of grew up here. I finished high school in the US in the arts, and then I got my undergrad, Bachelor's of Fine Arts from University of Washington. I think that's where I met Mia. The events are gradually unfolding in the space. I was really interested in film and filmmaking, but when I entered the art school, I decided to take a more kind of organizational approach to arts in a more community way. So fine arts is very based on the figure of individual artists. Historically, it's been very isolated in a sense of art making, and I was really also interested in the idea of collaboration. So for me, art is more of a conversation. So I approach art in a conversation manner with collaboration with people who are around me. Not necessarily I'm interested to go outside and kind of find something exotic or exotify myself in a way, but I found myself in places that I'm not familiar with throughout my life, especially after I immigrated to the US. And of course, we know there's a bunch of stereotypes around the immigrant communities from Middle East, the Muslim community and everything else. So I kind of picked up on that and used the community from there.
So first of all, Hami is one of the most talented artists that I know. Then I have a question about it. So Hami, you mentioned that you are thinking like Europe art and the US art is very different. Is there any possible you can tell about more about what's the difference?
Sure. I think, of course, everybody's experiences might be different, but I was really interested in this pedagogical, educational aspect of art, not just the art market, because, of course, I went there as an art student. So in Finland, basically, if you go to the art school and you graduate from the master's degree, you are technically an artist ready to produce work and into the art world. So it's not so much organic as the other art markets or art worlds that I was used to, mainly in Iran and in the US, where anybody can produce art and engage in some sort of art profession. Of course, it takes time to be legitimized and work in the system, but it's not so structured as it was in Finland.
His works are amazing, but I want to know how is the movement from Middle East to America, back to Europe, back to America, how that movement has affected his thinking and his art.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that's a great question. So like when I was in the US, I had a lot of problems. So I was complaining a lot of internal problems within the art education system. So I went to a university and with 70,000 students. So the worldview that I had from the art world was kind of shaped by this university.
I want to say it's really, really, for me, it's really blow mind. I haven't seen such works for a long time.
I am from Huhhot, a beautiful city in China. I graduated from Inner Mongolia Normal University with a master's degree. Most of my paintings are raw color paintings. Raw color painting originated from traditional murals in ancient China. It had a history of thousands of years. I used the abstract method of expression. In this painting, I used a lot of gold foil. This painting also depicts the scenery of my hometown, the woods in winter, because it depicts the snow. I used a lot of white pigment. The white pigment in my painting is made from shell fossil powder. This picture depicts two ducks whispering. This is a picture I like very much. This painting is one of my duck series. I tried to paint this picture in pink, which I was not familiar with before. The pink in the picture is made of red coral powder, so in the way I want to feel. This painting is also one of the ducks in the series. It's called Whisper 1. The large area of the picture is green. The green of this painting uses the traditional Chinese pigment mineral green, which is usually made of turquoise.
I really like the colors of your work, and I'm curious about the dark one, the fifth piece. You just mentioned that you want to try the familiar pink color. So why is the lake pink? Is there any emotion in it?
So she wants to portray like a romantic feeling, but no river is actually pink, but it's just a mood and feeling that she wants to show. So she said that the pink is actually
The
red coral powder. And when you use like coral powder with the rock powder, it really depends on what the media is that you're creating. So sometimes if you use a different media, you might not be used this combination together.
I found that your work could talk to me. Like it could communicate to me in terms of like communicate the mood and feeling from the nature. And along with your explanation of what you are explaining through your art, I really impressed how that feeling is so communicate back to me through your art.
She feels like Wang Sheng's work is a combination of different styles. She can see like traditional Chinese style from it, but it also looks like the Japanese, what do you say, like the traditional Japanese painting back then.
Thanks everyone. This was stunning, and thanks so much, Hami, for sharing your work. And I know it's like you say that it's not that you want to be political, but the politics comes to you. You can't avoid it, and I appreciate you sharing that. And then Wang Sheng, that's so interesting. Taking this the knowledge of sort of the traditional to traditions of Chinese painting and updating it like you did. Both of you have completely knocked me out. It's amazing. I had a lot of fun tonight. I hope all of you did too. Thanks for all your great questions and comments.